All right, let me move myself over here and go up to the top slide that we need to be on today. Okay, so if you missed class today, you noticed on the post that we did the challenges and survival anchor chart. Okay, so that is located in the top topic where it's called the readers, graphics, and anchors. Okay, and what we're doing here is we are locating the challenges that Salva and Nia experienced in chapters 1 through 5, and then coming up with what they did to survive, and then naming a couple character traits that went with it. It'll start making sense once I go through it, but I'm going to talk you through these real quick, and you need to make sure you get these down on your sheet. Okay. So, for example, the first one. All right. Find my mouse here. Get everything highlighted. Sorry. All right. You can see that Salva's village was attacked. Okay. So, what did he do to survive that? Well, we know from reading the book in chapter 1 that his teacher told him to get down and run into the bush and run away from the village, right? And what does that say about him? Well, it says that he's pretty brave and confident, right? I mean, he's a pretty young boy for his village to be attacked and not to instinctively go look for his parents. Says he probably made the right decision knowing that most of his village was destroyed. And that takes a lot of bravery and a lot of confidence. Okay, let's look at another one. All right. For Nia, there's no clean water near her. No clean water where Nia's family lives. So what does she do every day? Well, she has to walk really far every day to get water twice a day, right? Twice a day. And this shows that she's patient, she's determined, she's persevered. And somebody said, look, all of those kind of together means she's very mentally tough, right? She's very mentally tough. Excuse me. Let's look at one more here. All right. Another problem that Salva has is that he's alone. He doesn't have any family or adult to take care of him. Okay. So what did he do to survive that? Well, he joined up with other groups, right? He finds a friend. He seeks out shelter and safety, and he learns to get his needs met, right? So he learns to adapt around him. Okay. And so we talked about how that shows that he's independent. It shows he's responsible, mature for his age, determined, and I loved courageous. It shows that he's courageous because he's having to make some difficult decisions. Okay. Our last one here says Salva and the people he traveling with don't have enough food. So what does he do to survive? Right. Well, Butska finds the honey that the group can eat, and then an old lady gave him some peanuts. So somebody talked about how this shows that he's grateful for the little bit that he does have, and that he's also resourceful. He uses the resources around him and the people around him to make sure that he is fed at least a little bit. Okay. So for last night for homework, you were supposed to have read chapter 6, or yesterday for asynchronous work, you were supposed to have read chapter 6. So we're going to do chapter 6 as well. Okay. So one of the challenges that came up in that book in chapter 6 about Nia was that her family cannot bring most of the things to the camp, right? So what did she have to do? Well, she had to make a makeshift shelter, and she had to use the things around her to survive. So what does this say about her? What character trait does this show us about her? Well, it shows that she's resourceful and capable. She adapts easily and she's intelligent, right? Those are all different things that helped her survive in that moment. Okay. And then for Salva, we kind of go back to that idea that, no one's there to look out for him. He's really traveling in this group alone at this point. He does have the one friend, Mariel, but he has no one to look out for him. Well, what happens? His uncle shows up to take care of him. Okay. And these are character traits that this is really lucky, right? His uncle was in the military for years and they hadn't seen each other in a long time. And randomly in the middle of the bush, him and his uncle run into each other. That's incredibly lucky. Also, a new way to think about this is that his family did help him survive in this moment. His uncle immediately went out and shot an antelope. And so, while that's not a character trait, family is an important way that Salva was able to survive during this part of the book.